was a lion that killed them, and that's generally what happens. You've seen the way that these wild dogs move. They run constantly, helter-skelter, in every which direction through the block. And they just have to encounter one lion pride and not be fast enough. And unfortunately, that is something that does just happen. The mortality rate is high, but this group has done phenomenally well to have protected this litter of pups as well as they have. Hello, you curious? Aren't you beautiful with your spots on the leg? Look at those giant bat-like ears. And when they're puppies, it's even more pronounced. And of course, those work like giant radar dishes to help filter the sound. Hello. And take lots and lots of screenshots for us, please, especially of their left side. As I said, they are critically endangered animals, and so they're very, very carefully monitored by quite a few organizations, but specifically the Endangered Wildlife Trust. And they keep a close eye on the comings and goings of the packs. Little one. One of the most unusual social system of any animals out here. To have essentially a hierarchy that's almost entirely based on being subservient rather than trying to be dominant, rather than trying to fight. Look at this little one sniffing away. And you can see when we look at them, especially these puppies, teething on the log, where they get the name painted dog. Because they really do look like somebody's thrown splodges of paint onto a canvas. And that incredible, almost thin-looking shape of theirs, built for streamlining and speed. Now, Matty, who's watching all the way in the Netherlands, you wanted to know if this is the same pack that chased the Inyala into the dam about 2 weeks ago with James and Brent, and the answer is yes, it is indeed. It is exactly the same pack. Now, I happened to be watching that particular drive. I was on leave, but I was watching, and I know that many of us were, despite the fact that they are such endangered creatures, we were kind of rooting for that poor Inyala who was stuck terrified in the middle of the dam. And from what I understand, he was very lucky to have escaped. I've just called in Taxon, who's brought a vehicle full of our wonderful Djuma junkies on board, I believe. It's good to see Terry, Liz, Carol and Tom again, sitting on the back enjoying the wildlife sighting with us as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I've mentioned, or I might not have mentioned it. I've lost track already as to what I've said to Cameron, what I was chatting to Tebs about. But these animals are incredibly difficult to track because of the way that they move and the way that they run. And they bolt from place to place hunting. On the way, I did smell something interesting. One, two, sorry. I'm coming back to finish that thought in a moment. Look at them play. There's that greeting ceremony. Oh, somebody's got his ear. The little pup is actually quite clearly smaller than the rest, or from this angle anyway, and playing very subservient, that little giggling sound. Poor puppy being somewhat bullied there. Interesting behavior that. I don't quite know why that happened that way. I think just the fact that that pup went and joined the group. Oh, there you go, that very subservient body posture, tail between legs, rolling over. Oh, what incredible interaction. Bouncing away. Can you hear them yelping? That poor pup is still getting it in the neck, so to speak.